Hello everybody, my name is Jacob Green 18 and today I will be reacting to top 5 best and worst Nintendo consoles. This is made by Screw Attack, so please go to subscribe to them and we'll go ahead and get this started. 3, 2, 1, go. Turn it up some more.
You know, neat as Switch is, the jury's still kind of out whether this thing is going to be a great console or whether it's going to be a not-so-great console. Nintendo's kind of had a history going all over the place. So we're going to give you the 5
great
best
console.
and the 5 worst that they've ever had. Hey, I'm Trevor Stick for Screw Attack's top 5 best and worst Nintendo consoles.
Number 5.
One of the best things about console gaming is playing with or against your friends, which is something Nintendo nailed perfectly with the Nintendo 64. Having 4 controller ports made the 64's multiplayer better than the competition, and it opened up the gates for Mario Kart 64, GoldenEye, Super Smash Bros., Bomberman 64, Mario Party, and way too many other multiplayer masterpieces to count. But if single player is more your style, Zelda, Mario, and some of the best games that Rare ever made are worth getting the whole console for just on their own.
Number 4.
What the NES did for home consoles, the Game Boy did for portables. This bulky brick may have been a battery hog that could display like
P in color
of vomit green, but it made a name for itself with so many awesome games to play on the go. And I only need to mention 2 of them to justify
the original Donkey Kong when it had the
Tetris
Game Boy. I did have Tetris though. I did get one of those. I got Pac-Man, Tetris, and that was it. We had Pac-Man and Tetris. I do love Pac-Man though. Pac-Man was my favorite when I was back on there.
Really don't make them like they used to.
Number 3.
Back in 2004, I distinctly remember skeptics saying things like, "Who wants to play games with a pen? That's stupid." And the answer to that question was apparently 154 million people once the Nintendo DS.
Hey.
My mind was
The Nintendo
so
DS was
blown
awesome. I mean, it had Super Mario 64, it had Scribblenauts, it had Beyblade. I like that. It had Beyblade, it had Super Mario Bros. It freaking had... Crap, what did it have? What didn't it have? It had Mario Kart.
Number 2.
It had everything, basically.
And what can we say? The NES is what put Nintendo on the map and saved the video game industry as a whole.
Well, yeah.
Where would we be without Mario, Castlevania, Zelda,
Zelda, yeah.
Metroid, or any of the countless other...
Oh, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!
It was also this weird experimental age with all the peripherals like the Zapper, the Power...
Hey, don't not hate on Wally. Don't hate on Wally.
Entertainment system set the stage for
Do not hit on Wally.
as a video game developer.
Oh, Paperboy!
Number 1 greatest console.
It's number 1.
Okay, number one.
There was once a time when Nintendo was known for having the most powerful console on the market. A time when we wanted to not just play with power, but with superpower. It was called the Super Nintendo Entertainment
Oh, come on, the Super Nintendo, I did not like it.
16-bit beast was so powerful for its time that it delivered the first 3D games available in home consoles. But what ultimately makes
that's Star
a console
Fox.
is its lineup of games, and many would say the SNES had the best of any system to date, Nintendo or otherwise. I mean, as much as I loved getting my Nintendo 64 for Christmas in 1997, I still wished I owned an SNES for games like Super Mario World, Donkey Kong
I
Country,
love that
Final
game,
Fantasy
Super Mario
VI, A Link
World.
to the Past, Chrono Trigger, Super Metroid, Secret of Mana, Super Mario Kart, Yoshi's Island. I could go on and on, but you get the picture. Nobody can deny that SNES is
Oh, look at that
awesome,
Mega Man.
But I know you guys are really here for Nintendo's 5 worst consoles. Let's hit it up!
Well, now we got 5 worst consoles.
Oh, you better believe we went there. Look, there's a lot to love about the 64, but...
You've got to be kidding me. I'm gonna... Hey, don't hate on cuz for Superman 64.
While Sony and eventually Sega had switched to CDs by this point, Nintendo, for some reason, stuck with cartridges. It's also got too many inconveniences to ignore, like not having labels on the spines of the cartridges, and the controller is just... Oh,
Hey,
man.
don't hate
What
on,
even
don't
is this
hate,
controller?
don't hate.
Seriously. Like, it looks like a bunch of bananas.
Shut up.
Oh.
I love
Number 4.
the 64.
As much
Especially
as we
since
love the Game Boy Advance line, we've got
I
the
love
same
this. I literally just said earlier in the video. I
Game Boy
love.
Micro. Oh, so you can swap out
Game
the
Boy
faceplates.
Micro.
Woo-wee! Not exactly worth losing the folding style of the SP or not being able to use any of the GBA accessories you already own. But hey, faceplates! Yay! Besides, if you wanted to get a new device to play GBA games on, you'd be better off just getting a DS.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
exactly what the vast majority of people did anyway.
Number
True.
3.
Love Nintendo all you want, but you can't deny how behind the times they can be. Prime example, the colossal fail, that was the Wii U.
It ain't no
Okay,
fail.
so
That had so
you're
much
telling me
budget.
that this gamepad
Splatoon.
thing that came out in
There was some
2012
Splatoon.
doesn't have multi-touch. And you're telling
Bruh,
me
Splatoon,
that it loses
the
signal
Wind
if I take it
Waker
into the very
redo.
next room over? Are you serious? Oh,
They ain't the
we're not
same
done.
thing.
We're not done. And if I break it for any reason, I can't replace it. Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, but it gets worse. If your actual console breaks and you bought digital games, may God have mercy on you because they are linked to your hardware and will forever vanish into the ether. But hey, it's not all bad though. At least we had Mario Kart, Mario 3D World,
Told
Wind Waker
ya.
HD, and Donkey Kong. But if you were hoping to play
There are a
anything
lot of good
not made
games
by
on the
Nintendo,
Wii U. You are hating on the
you'd be
wrong
better off
console.
with literally any other console on the market.
Number 2.
And that's the number 2.
You know how some people will say that a
Okay, I
console
can't
has
lie. The
literally
PlayStation, the
zero
original
games?
PlayStation was not good.
Well, they're wrong, because you know which console
Cause I've played it
actually
before.
did?
Ugh.
The Nintendo PlayStation had a garbage library of games. It's no wonder the only Nintendo PlayStation
The
known to exist
Nintendo
was found by some guy
PlayStation?
who won a box of random junk from an auction that just so happened to have this golden turd inside of it. Alright, yeah, this is kind of a joke entry because the Nintendo PlayStation was never actually released, but it takes the number 2 spot anyway.
It's number 1.
How does it even take the numbers 2?
Of
Never
course,
mind.
Nintendo's most famous blunder was definitely
Oh
gonna show up on
God,
the worst
not this
list.
console.
What can be said about Virtual Boy that hasn't already been said 1,000
This
times?
came.
I mean,
This gave
it
a
was
bunch
the
of kids
3D red and
seizures.
black headache machine that gave kids migraines until they threw up. And with its library of 22 entire games, this machine could entertain you for minutes. Lesser known fact, though, when it was clear that the Virtual Boy needed a kickstart in its sales, Nintendo partnered with Blockbuster to let people rent a system for $10. Well, after 750,000 people saw firsthand how garbage this thing was, it didn't boost the sales. In fact, it stopped them altogether. Virtual Boy was such an embarrassment for Nintendo.
Hey, at least it has Tetris on it, and I love
20
Tetris. I love me some
years
Tetris.
Before they could finally start acknowledging its very existence. That's how you know the Virtual Boy is undoubtedly their worst. Hey, thanks for watching Top 5 Best and Worst Nintendo Consoles. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, do all that stuff.
Subscribe to Screw Attack, subscribe to me. You already know the twist. See you guys later. Bye.